golf and laying around the house playing video games. Steven was the most kind, gentle human anyone ever met in the world.
The other guy also died.
Is now less beautiful than gone. Steven was blessed to have so many people who loved him. He was preceded in death by his father, Douglas Nelson. And he is survived by his mother, Julie Nelson, sister, Samantha. It shows more to the right, showing the other guy also died. The guy who posted the mod on the forum somehow died at the same time as his lover. It's a story the mod poster is a ghost or something. What? The fuck are you talking about? Hecka? Calm down for a second and just type. I don't know why you're so hyper lately. Chill. What are you saying? It's a story and the mod poster is a ghost or something. What? Are you fucking saying? Banana Base. Hey, yo, Banana Base. The Banana Base. How's it going? Like, just calm down for a second. You can speak. You've done it for 90% of your time here. Right now, you're just extra insane today.
Because
relax.
Dead, but he can't be because he posted the mod.
All right, because in the story he's dead, but he can't be because he posted the mod.
To be honest, I don't get that either.
Well, he just whoever survived that actually posted the mod just logged into the account on his computer that probably had auto login and then just posted his work that he did.
By Steven, but Steven's dead, so
that there's a logical explanation. Whoever is still able to take his stuff, whoever took all these pictures and posted them to the Google Drive, is alive, and they just logged into the auto login accounts because a lot of people have their accounts auto log in.
It's a fictional story, probably.
So
was Daffy_Dingus before?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Is it fake? Is it real? Are these guys actually dead?
It's a spoopy thing for the sake of spoopy.
God, I'm going to shit myself. It's a spoopy thing for the sake of spoopy, I guess. I mean, it's pretty cool. If these fellas actually die, that's pretty epic, scary. I wonder if they died in a house fire. Because there's a house fire in the game, and it says nothing good comes from a house fire, and they both died at the same time.
Is it fake? Is it real?
Most logically, they both died in a house fire, because when an entire family dies at the same time, usually it's a house fire, or they get murdered.
On the gamer chair.
So, maybe they died of a house fire? I don't know. That doesn't come up with anything.
Exactly, ghosts.
There's nothing good that comes from a house fire.
Oh, there's another guy named Steven Nelson that burnt down his house, but it's not him. It was in 2021. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand fucking anything. Now it's an ARG, and that's too much for me. I'm just gonna watch a YouTube video on it. That's too much for me. I'm not gonna be dissecting that. But that's pretty cool. So that was a bonus, because yeah, so that was pretty cool. That's pretty cute. I like this game, but I think I don't really understand what the fuck's going on because there wasn't enough.
That's what I did. LMAO.
There wasn't enough narrative to really like explain it to me. Because I wasn't looking for a narrative, I was looking for an experience. This entire game confuses me because I was doing stuff that I didn't need this entire time.
Wait, when was this mod posted?
I'm very knowledgeable, and I haven't even played it.
Let me see here. Hold on. So yeah, there's just the
It says something about 2020 and that they died on 2022.
Yeah, they died on August 3, 2022.
Last year, 6 months ago.
Alright, let me see here. Myhouse.wad.
Wow.
It took... Why did it type mouse house? The fuck? My mousehouse.wad is a thing too, I guess. That auto-corrected to that for some reason. The Doom...
By the way, the mod was posted just like any other
mod.
Not describing any of the events that happened, that was.
So, the map is purported to have been unearthed from an old floppy disk belonging to Vege's deceased longtime friend Tom, who started work on it in 1999. It was improved with UDM features for convenience sake. So, I think it's one of those things where it was a legitimate project, and then they died, maybe, and then whoever picked it up added these little extra endings, like a link to his obituary, unless it's fake and he just made his own obituary. But I guess that's what it is. It's just yes, I am the evil Woo because someone said my filter was bad, so I changed to a different filter. I don't know what that means.
Hi, Small.
So, according to the information posted on Doom World and later the mod's website, the author of Veg experienced the loss of a childhood friend in August 2022, named Tom. The emotional state that Tom's death provoked as Veg appears to have a strong influence on the content that was added to the map. When the mass release thread by Veg was first made on March 3rd, 2023, the downlink provided it with a simple link. About a week later, the link was changed to a full Google Drive folder containing not just a file, but photo screenshots and personal journal related to the map, some of which appear to provide more context to the surreal and cryptic nature of the map. Much of the information, particularly the content of the journal entries, strays into the territory of supernatural phenomena, ultimately giving the impression that it is part of a greater work of immersive fiction similar to an alternate reality game. Yeah, as we've mentioned. The Google Drive also contains a zip file with greatly simplified variant of the map in Myhouse.wad, which features no content beyond the first version of House and the first 3 keycards. The map explores themes of isolation, nostalgia, grief, mental unrest, childhood trauma, and existential horror. In terms of its various approaches to architecture, it seems to take direct inspiration from internet creepypastas, the concept of liminal space to provoke unsettling feelings in the player, which it did do a good job about that. The distorted MP3 version of Running from Evil that plays during the majority of this level, Memory equals Entry by Isil Fortium, is inspired by the album released Everywhere at the End of Time by The Caretaker. So, as we've said. Let me see here. Which focus heavily on dementia and old age, musically representing the effects of memory loss and the mental deterioration through the use of white noise and repeated early musical material for greater and greater levels of distortion as it progresses. We obviously experienced that together. The map's giant concrete labyrinth appears to be directly inspired by House of Leaves, a documentary novel about an endless, constantly changing labyrinth inside a family home. The sign that appears in an empty lot and the house disappears says Navidson, reality for sale in the novel. Navidson is the name given to the family who owns the house. That's a nice little thing. So either it's real or it's fake. It doesn't, I can't tell you that. Either it's completely fake and they just made a bunch of fake obituaries, or it's genuine and that's spooky. But regardless, that's pretty cool. But both of them died at the same time. If it's real, it's definitely like a house fire or something. It's pretty dark. But yeah, there you go. So there's inspiration and development. Now, I don't know what's real and what's not. That's going to be for somebody else that has more time on their hands to do. I'm just a gamer. I don't do this. I'm not a researcher. That's not what I do. I'm a gamer. All right. Okay. You don't ask a plumber to do your electrician stuff. All right. It's not what I am. It's not me. So anyway, pretty cool. I like it. Nice job. Epic win. There's the game. That's it. I think that's it. That's all she wrote. Want to know more? I'm sure there's a bunch of videos on it. But I gotta say, this was a solid...
I think it might be not real.
See, the thing is, I don't have context with Doom mods, so I can't rate it in comparison to Doom mods. But I gotta say, as an experience...
Only one guy died in the newspaper, and the other guy got the map. The secret end shows.
Definitely a solid 8 out of 10. Wasn't like an Amori, which is like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, there's some more, but I'm sure those are just like small little things that don't matter much. We got the general gist of it. We got to see all the maps, all the intended gameplay. All the other stuff is secret, which is like, okay, but that's not really part of the game. That's just bonuses.
The entire Doom mod community says this is a masterpiece.
I definitely say it's like
really
a 8 out of 10 to me.
Though.
Like a 7 out of 10,
The
8 out of
best
10 to
Doom
me.
mod ever made. So many features that were thought impossible until this
Yeah,
mod.
I'm sure in context, this is like a 10 out of 10. Like, this is probably like a fucking crazy Doom mod. But as an experience is what I'm rating it as. A Doom mod, I'm sure it's a 10 out of 10. Like, that was incredible what it did. It was using crazy levels of impossibility. It was creating maps as you moved through it that would be impossible because it's quite literally in the same space as another part of the map. That's some wizardry. I don't know how it does that. The entire thing never loaded too, so all of that was one map, which is also really incredible. There was no load. It just kind of went into another spot.
BTW.
I don't know if it was loading, like mini loading or what, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So from a technicality, it's a 10 out of 10, but as an experience, a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 if I'm feeling generous. Pretty cool. But after watching the video, my rating might change because I'll understand what actually I was doing. The game, I get what it was going for. It was about a house, a place of comfort, but then instead of comfort, now it's this place slowly deteriorating, getting more and more creepy and more destructive. And there's moments where it's familiar, like the airport looks like the house a little bit. You know, like there's little things that you're like, this kind of looks like the house. Airport, the concrete place looks like the house layout. The flooded house, it's like, what the fuck? The burnt house, it's all the house, but in different states of emotional despair is how I want to say that is. Of course, I don't really understand, but to me, it kind of came off as like water is sadness, burning is rage. The default state is, of course, the normal house. When it's overgrowth, it's kind of like the death of the house, the death of the family, which is what happened. The family that owned this house died. So when it's all covered in vines, when it's for sale, obviously what happens after a family dies, the house goes up for sale because there's no one else to live in it. And like concrete is loneliness because it's quite literally just gray and isolated, and you know, in one side you have the evil doggy, the good doggy. It's pretty cool. Everyone that lives with lights on is just out of reach too, across a chasm, which is how loneliness feels. In reality, you could not be lonely, but it always feels like you're just in your own little bubble, on your own little island, which is what the concrete was. We could keep going on the imagery, but I can definitely see that that's what it was going for. And that is really, really cool. I gotta say, I did thoroughly enjoy that. And yeah, not bad. Not bad. But I don't really know the full narrative, so I'm going to watch some videos on that on the weekend, and I hope you guys do too. And we'll talk about it on Tuesday when we start repairing that airsoft gun, which will be on Tuesday. So look forward to that.
It's implied the evil dog, good dog are the same dog. What's his name just had trauma from the dog.
Yeah, absolutely. No, 100%.
Hold on.
100%. That's definitely what that is. Good thing. I was trying to figure out what the connection was. 100%, you're right. Because the good dog and bad dog, it's like you have
something I want to show
you could have, like, some people have genuine fear. I have a cousin that is super scared of Pepe, and you guys know he's just a little loaf of love. He would never do anything. He doesn't even have any teeth, really. He has like 2 teeth. He can't even hurt you if he wanted to. But if I bring him out at any point, he will run and scream because he was bit, unfortunately, when he was very young. So even though he's a good boy, in his eyes, he looks like the big scary one, you know? So that is exactly what that is. And I can relate to that personally. Not me personally, but I know somebody that actually has an unnatural fear of dogs due to one bad experience. So it is totally possible that whoever implemented that did have a bad experience with the dog.
Trauma.
So although it is a completely safe little boy and he's going to follow around and loves you,
If
you can still be scared of the dog.
Just use karate moves to kill it.
So that is very true. I like that. The gas station, though, I don't know what that's about. I guess that's just part of that. But, I mean, gas stations is about... a gas station in movies that are being extra artsy usually means like a checkpoint in life, a movement, like moving from one place to the next. That's usually what it means. So maybe that's what it is. Like the that's the last thing you see before you go into a place of fake peace, where you just lie to yourself and come to the conclusion that everything's okay. Or if you go to it twice and experience it once but not twice, reliving said trauma, the transfer to happiness, to find true happiness, that's when you actually see true, genuine happiness, and you get to live in peace for eternity because there's nothing left to harm you, and you can sit there for the end of time. Your brain is now healed.
What's his places?
Don't know if that's what that means, but honestly, you could say that that's what the gas station was.
What are they called?
The obviously something bad happened when there was a child. I don't know what the playpen was for. The mirror dimension. mirror dimension, I guess, is just cool. I don't know what that would mean in a literal sense. Maybe the duality of like bipolar, but why would that be part of this narrative? That doesn't make any sense. Or maybe how like sometimes you can connect to people, but it always feels like they're in a different a different language than you, which could be the mirror dimension because it's in reverse. Like, I don't know, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. The childhood one, obviously, I don't know, but something about Shrek. Shrek fucking... I think that was just meant to be funny, but I don't know if Shrek has actually anything to do with that, but that's obviously a childhood memory of some type. I don't know what that means. Again, maybe I'm reading too deep, but...
Explained in the journal. Dude had a dream.
Dude had a dream? Oh, it's all explained in the journal. Well, okay. I guess I'll have to watch the video. They'll probably completely talk about the journal, and I'll just vegetate and watch it because I don't want to read it on stream because that's just not fun for either of us. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all she wrote. I think it's good. Again, solid 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 if I'm feeling really good about the experience. It didn't change me spiritually like Amori did, for example. Amori is like my standard recently of like a game that actually fucking changed me as a person. Undertale 2, that's like a 10 out of 10. That changed me as an individual. Like, if a game can actually make me question the life I live and what I am experiencing and make me really rethink everything I know, that's a 10 out of 10. This kind of made me just kind of feel the gloom, but it didn't really necessarily make me feel the doom. And, like, it didn't make me feel, if you know what I mean. I felt something, but not in a way that's, like, completely emotional. But maybe it's because I didn't have the context. Maybe if I replay it with context in mind, it might be better. Like Across the Spider-Verse, for example, I want to watch it again, and I'm sure it's going to be even more of a great movie if I watch it twice because I'll understand exactly what it's talking about. So we'll get there at some point. Yeah. So I'll see you guys Tuesday, I guess. There's nothing else to say. Just, I'm ranting now, but I always like to talk about the game at the end because, you know, it's nice to talk about what we experienced. And that was an experience, for sure. So rest in peace if you've actually died. If not, what a scam.
Good night, woohoo.
But I'm pretty sure they're actually dead, but I don't know. Could be fake, could be real. But that looks like a really genuine obituary. And it's like blurry, too. So they either printed it out, they must have printed it out and must have posted it. Because it has like a slight blur that only a camera could give. Plus the other obituaries look pretty genuine, too. But Googling it, I can't find anything. And usually, if two people tragically die at the same time, that would be newsworthy, wouldn't it? Usually, you would see that in the news of a local news. I typed Illinois, and I typed both their names, dead. Nothing came up. But maybe I just didn't look hard enough. So usually, you would see something. Usually, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's been posted, it might just pop up as like, oh, you're looking at this? Well, this is in the online newspaper we have. Subscribe for this.
If it's real or not.
Yeah, so it doesn't have anything, which makes me believe it's fake, because even my family members that have passed, when we've done obituaries, all you have to do is Google their name and where they were from, roughly, and you can find it. So usually obituaries show up, but it's not the definite evidence of it. But usually they'll show, especially two people dying at the same time so young. That's usually something that people would like to latch onto because it's like a tragic story. Like when someone dies when they're old, it's like, okay, well, you've died, that's unfortunate, but it's kind of expected. But when two people, young people, in their 30s, I believe, if I got the math right there, like their late 30s to 40s, that's pretty young, and that's pretty tragic for both of them to die at the same time, especially only being married for 2 years. That's unfortunate. Especially getting married during COVID, that's extra tragic. Because they barely got to live their life because COVID kind of ended at 2021, really. Like, it started to really die down at 2021, really gone at 2022. Barely now are we fully, completely gone in 2023. So, you know, they didn't get to live the best life, married, that is, and that's unfortunate if that's the case. But, hey, you know, that's life, and you can't always win, you can't always lose. My ass hurts really bad. It is stinging. It feels really bad. So I'm going to go watch those videos this weekend. I hope you do too. I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. I need to go make some videos right now because I did not do that before the stream because I was so busy and focused on trying to get other shit done, like get my workout in and everything else like that. And I did have a great workout, in case you wanted. It was banger.
Kill me, please.
Tuesday we will be doing Airsoft, so look forward to that. That's already confirmed. I'm going to be making it a Tuesday thing because that is the best day, I think, right after I'm fully refreshed. It'll be a nice way to start off the week. and we will completely modify my gun, and hopefully it'll be good to go from then on out. And we'll do some test shots in the back. Hopefully it'll feed perfectly. If not, oops. But we're going to do AoE correction. It's going to be very intense. I might honestly take longer than 4 hours. We might honestly not even finish. Hopefully we can get the gearbox done at least, because then we can pick up from tomorrow. If the gearbox isn't done, then I don't know what the hell we're going to do. But the gearbox should definitely be done in 4 hours. The entire system, though, that might take little tweaks here and there. That might take me a little bit more time, but we'll do that off stream. We're just going to do all the fun stuff, like putting in the parts and making sure it works all together. So, hell yeah. Anyway, my ass, guys. Check Discord? What? For what? Feel familiar? What's this?
I have something to show you relating to the game.
What? What, a hospital? What about the hospital? Looks like a hospital, I think. Oh, is it? What? Oh, okay. It is definitely a little creepy, that's for sure. What makes it creepy, I think, is the fact that there's a roof. There's no roof, it wouldn't be that scary. It's the roof that makes it uncanny. Like, why is there a roof over grass? It's kind of weird. But that's not real grass. I'm pretty sure it's AstroTurf. It's pretty spooky, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a hospital. I've seen a lot of hospitals like that around here. There's no roof? Then what the fuck is that? Is that the sky?
That's just British weather. That's not.
I see lines on the roof. What are, wait, is that like a net then? What are with the fucking lines? It's just a net, I guess?
Yeah.
Huh, strange. But I've seen hospitals like this. Because they'll have it like completely enclosed for patients so they can still like experience space. But they don't have